Let those spirits creep in. By the more you do it, the more you let in to chain you in. That's how the enemy gets you, and that's how you become addicted. Once you find the Lord, you get that conviction. It's a process. It's a process to salvation. Hi, this is Sergi, and you're watching Process to Salvation. So today's video is going to be about addiction. It's what a lot of people struggle with in the faith, and they don't know how to overcome it. Like I said in my last video about spiritual warfare, this is one of the main tactics the enemy attacks you with. Whether it be alcohol addiction, drug addiction, corn addiction, or whatever it may be. This is one of the enemy's main attacks. So I'm going to start out by reading this verse. It's Matthew 26-41. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit is indeed willing, but the flesh is weak. And what does that mean? Basically, you and your spiritual self and your spirit, you want to do good. You want to feed the spirit. You want to please God. But the flesh itself, that's what the enemy uses to make you do all the wrong things, like gluttony, fornication, drinking, drugs, all that stuff. You want to feed the flesh in your fleshly self. And that's what we struggle with when it comes to addiction. And as I said in the last video, it all starts in the spiritual realm and then transitions into the physical. That's what addiction basically is. The enemy has you chained to something of the flesh, and it's all spiritual. So how does addiction start? It's basically you opening doors through sin. For instance, I struggled with alcohol addiction for a very long time. It started with me drinking in my teen years, 16, 17, 18. It was just a fun thing to do, you know. Eventually, it turned to every weekend. And when I got a little older where I can buy alcohol myself, it turned to like a every other day thing, or sometimes even an everyday thing. So I opened those doors, and the spirits kept creeping in, and I got chained to it. Chained to a long addiction that lasted years on years. And basically, alcohol, they call it spirit because it lets spirits in. And this is what the Bible has to say about it. In Proverbs, verse 20-1, it says, wine is a mocker, wine being alcohol. Strong drink is raging, makes you rage, right? And whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. If you're deceived under the influence, you believe that's really you, or you act on things under the influence, you're not a wise person. So it dumbs you down, it makes you do bad stuff, and then we fall into this bad realm of spirituality. You keep messing up in life and you are deceived. You're deceived. You keep doing it over and over, and that's addiction, right? That creates addiction. And a lot of people struggle with alcohol addiction, but it could also be anything. It could be smoking. You know, it could be marijuana. It could be drugs. It could be all types of stuff. Or it could be those websites. Like people go on those websites and they're addicted. They got to watch it every day. They got to do that stuff every day, all day sometimes. That's when you let those spirits creep in. By the more you do it, the more you let in to chain you in. And that's how the enemy gets you. And that's how you become addicted. You can't justify having an addiction to sin and serving the Lord. You can't serve two masters, for you will love one and hate the other, as it says in the Bible. And when you're on this walk with God, you get the Holy Spirit, right? And the Holy Spirit should convict you that what you're doing is wrong, that you can't be doing sin. So we all sin. We all fall short, of course. But when you do these sins that you're addicted to, that you're chained to, you should feel a conviction like, oh, it doesn't feel good. You know it's wrong and you don't want to do it. And you want to break those chains. Conviction is how you start the process to quitting addiction. Here's another verse. In Matthew chapter 10-26, it says, "And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul. But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell." And what does that mean? You don't fear man. You don't fear the devil. You should fear God. Because God could just, send you to hell for your sin, for not being obedient. And that fear, that creates the conviction. That's why it's important to be with the Lord. And in Matthew chapter 11, verse 28, says, straight from the words of Jesus, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I'll give you rest." So when you come to the Lord, you will get that rest. You will get that peace where you will slowly not want to sin, not want to do your vice that you're addicted to. Then we go to Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. "There hath no temptation taken you but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it." So God gives you that peace, like I said, to bear the temptation and not fall to the temptation. So let's say now you're on the walk with God. You got the Holy Spirit. You're doing good. You're doing good. It's been weeks since you cut your addiction off. You haven't done it. So that's when the devil attacks with more spiritual warfare. You will have, like I said in my last video, you're going to have dreams. He's going to try to get you through that. But what he tries the most is sending people, sending agents. Now, these people could be your friends. It could be your family. And if that doesn't work, he'll send random people. But most likely, it'll be somebody you know. Check this verse out. Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33. "Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners." So you might think, oh, he's my friend, he's my family member, he, she, whoever it is. I can hang around them, I can endure it. But if they're not doing right by God and you're around them, that's going to rub off on you and you're eventually going to go fall back into what they're doing or all that bad stuff they're doing, the sin that you struggled with. You're going to fall back into that if you hang around these type of people. Now, it doesn't say this in the Bible, but a wise man once said, you are what the 5 people that you hang around with. You're the average of the 5 people you hang around with. So that's basically going back to that verse. It's going to corrupt your communication. It's going to corrupt you if you hang around people that are sinning. And you can't try to fit in. It doesn't work. It's not going to work. Like I said, you can't serve 2 masters. So you're going to have to cut these people off. It just is what it is. And eventually the Lord will send you people to help you with your walk, to help you keep on the righteous path. Even in the 12 steps, let's say you go to AA, the first step is finding the Lord. So it all starts there. You got to find the Lord. Once you find the Lord, you get that conviction. So the more you sin, you feel worse and worse. So the more you do your vice and sin, it's going to convict you more. So you're going to start slowing down because you're going to feel bad by doing it. Then once you submit to God, you will have the Holy Spirit where you won't want to do it anymore. Like me, I just quit cold turkey right away. Smoking, drinking, corn, all that, right away. Because I have the Holy Spirit. And then you got to face the devil's attacks, the spiritual warfare. You got to endure the temptation. And you will with the Holy Spirit. So stay strong. And stay on the narrow path. And yeah, you might fall short here and there during the process. But that's when you just go right back. You bounce right back and go right back on that narrow path. Don't let it hold you down. It's a process. It's a process to salvation, like what this channel is about. So if you fall back, you get right back up. And when you feel the Holy Spirit so strong, you're going to laugh at the devil's attacks. You're going to be like, you thought this would get me? Man, none of that can beat Jesus. You could do anything with Jesus. Just remember that. So endure. Don't ever willfully sin. Don't ever do that. Make your own choices. Stay on that narrow path. And I guarantee you, you will beat your addiction.